Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a horror movie review and I'll be having a look at The Cave. Now, this movie came out around the same time as Neil Marshall's Descent. And Neil Marshall's Descent is actually very well regarded as one of a particularly good horror film. And it's kind of similar themed horror film in the fact that it's kind of a subterranean sort of monster film ultimately. And this one kind of got overshadowed a little bit, I feel. However, this is as good as The Descent by any kind of stretch of the imagination. But it does kind of follow a kind of similar pattern. That you have a kind of a large party of sort of explorer types ultimately sort of going into this sort of cave system that is sort of partially sort of merged in water. And there's quite a few of them. In this sort of movie, compared to say The Descent, they're kind of going in there with the purpose of sort of exploration, whilst in The Descent they just more sort of stumble across these. This sort of situation. But what they don't realise in this film is obviously there's this kind of these organisms that are kind of living under this subterranean caverns have kind of developed their kind of own ecosystem, and ultimately there's all sort of strange sort of creatures that are kind of living within these sort of cave systems, and ultimately don't take kindly to these sort of strangers that are coming. And obviously as you sort of go through the movie, people getting lost, and one by one they're kind of getting attacked by sort of various different sort of types of creatures, and it turns out that these actually creatures are kind of other types of creatures of normal sort of creatures that have kind of mutated ultimately into these kind of like abominations that we sort of see in this movie. I did quite like some of the creature designs. I have to say they're quite inventive, and there's quite a lot of variety in them. So I don't think it's doesn't get boring. I was never bored with this movie, but it is a kind of film it's kind of really by the numbers ultimately, and it's kind of nothing really sort of stands out about it. I think you've got Lena Headey in there as well, so it's always nice to sort of see her in a kind of a bit of an earlier role, and obviously you may know her from sort of Game of Thrones and whatnot. It's not a bad film. I don't think it's a sort of it doesn't stand anywhere near the kind of the same sort of as good as The Descent is, for example, which is an absolute horror classic, I personally feel. But it's worth checking out. If you like The Descent, you may kind of get a buzz out of this movie, but it's nowhere near as good as that. Maybe a little bit more kind of sort of monster effects in The Descent, but nevertheless, I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. Not bad. What did you think of it? Leave me a comment. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.